Buenos dias. Buenas noches. I'm here today to give you a quick micro learning on the language requirements under the Texas rules. You should not be surprised to learn that Texas is very sensitive to the fact that we have a large Latin population here in Texas, and therefore want to make sure that everyone has the documents that they need, certainly in English and Spanish. So, for example, there are certain documents that your rights as a customer, or what people here call the YRAC, the enrollment documents from the registration agent, which would be notifying the customer that they're enrolled, which comes from ERCOT, and any disconnection notice be given in both English and Spanish. So both languages are required in those particular documents. In addition to that, there are a number of other documents that are used in the marketing or in the consummation of the sale that also need to be in English or Spanish, and most importantly, or a designated language that the customer has stated. So first and foremost, if a customer comes in and says, hey, look, I speak Farsi and I want my documents in Farsi, then the rep is obligated to provide translations of all of the relevant documents in Farsi and provide it to that customer. So that's above and beyond. Besides that, if the customer is clearly a Spanish-speaking person, they need to get their documents in Spanish. You have to offer them in Spanish and have them freely available, for example, on your website or available with your door-to-door vendors so that they can distribute, the terms of service or marketing materials in that language. Also, things like billing inquiries have to be able to be provided in English or Spanish. For example, also if you have someone call your customer care center, you need to have Spanish speakers available to take the phone call and deal with those customers who do speak Spanish. So there's a laundry list of documents and promotional materials that you need to be able to provide in English or Spanish, and then also the language of someone that has indicated that they want to have that language only. So, for example, if you started a marketing campaign, you were focusing on the little Chinatown of Texas, of Houston, then you would need to be able to provide all those materials in Chinese. So if you decide to focus on a particular ethnic group or people who speak a particular language, you need to be able to have all that documentation in that language as well. So I would encourage you to, again, create some kind of system of record that logs all of the documents that you're using, including marketing materials, and provide maintain current copies of those languages in those documents in the languages that are required. In some case, English and Spanish, sometimes English or Spanish, and then also in any languages that your customers come to you and say, I am designated German or French or Farsi as my preferred language. That's our micro learning for today. Parlez-vous français?